Hey everyone, Latrell here, and I am back. I know you all miss me. I've been very busy the past couple of months, busy with writing, releasing books, and I'm going to be doing some book fairs and festivals coming up this month and next month, and as well as 2024. But here I am. I'm back. So today is a special episode in light of the new ridiculous African American history standards in Florida. I decided I want to talk about African American history from a Florida standpoint, or at least in the things that have happened in Florida. This episode, I want to talk about the Ocoee Massacre of 1920. Ocoee, Florida, is a city in Orange County, Florida, located outside of Orlando, Florida. On November 2nd, 1920, at least 50 African Americans were killed by a white mob. The reason they were killed is because there was a black man trying to vote back in 1920. And of course, during that time, they weren't having it. The NAACP and a prominent businessman named July Perry were trying to register black men to vote. Because of this, a riot broke out. July Perry was jailed. However, the white mob broke him out of jail, and he was hung from a tree off the highway in Orlando. After the riot ended the next day, several black people were found dead. Black people living in the northern part of Ocoee, homes were burnt and they were forced out of their homes. Everyone living on the south quarters were forced to evacuate the town. According to the daughter of one of the white Ocoee officials, 90% of all law enforcement, public servants, judges, and lawyers in Winter Garden and Ocoee were Klansmen. After the black residents were forced from their homes, that land that remained was bought by white Ocoee residents. And for several years, there were no black people living in Ocoee, Florida. As brutal as this history is, it needs to be told. It needs to be brought to the forefront. People need to hear it, because there are certain things that our schools will not talk to us or teach us. And I'll be honest with you, this is maybe my second time hearing about the Ocoee Massacre, and I didn't even know all about it. I actually went and researched it myself. So that just goes to show you that our history, African American history, is rich, and there's so many stories that need to be told that aren't told, and it doesn't need to be watered down because people need to hear the truth. There is something I want people to take away from this story. All people, especially African Americans. If voting wasn't important, they wouldn't be doing everything they can to stop you or discourage you from voting. Let me say that again. If voting wasn't important, they wouldn't be doing everything they can to stop you or discourage you from voting. Back then, it was killing. Now it's gerrymandering. Now it's enforcing laws that will suppress voters. Voting is important, especially in your local governments. As you can see here in Florida, So many things are being taken away from us. So many things are being watered down. And that just goes to show you who you have in your local governments via your city, your county, your state. That is important because it directly affects you. And I encourage everyone to exercise their right to vote if you can. Because voting does change stuff. Voting does get things done. There is no more time to sit on our hands and do nothing. There is no time to give up. Our rights are literally being taken away from us, right under our feet. We need to get out and vote. And that's all I have to say for this episode.